Can you hear me?
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on. Go play. Hey now, you're an all-star. Wait, hold on. Sorry, I was listening to something. I got a little distracted. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Wherever you are, whatever time it is for you right now, just know that you are locked in on To The Point with the King. You guys know what to do. Find us Apple, Amazon, Spotify, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, what X. I got a bunch of those. TikTok, thanks Arturus, right? And YouTube, which is hopefully where you're watching us. Make sure you go down there, click subscribe, join me for the live stream for the games that I'm not at, but I'll be here with you guys. And thank you guys, more importantly, for enjoying our fantastic guests today. Today, on this day, what day is it? Yeah, February. Yeah. Anyway, we have the one and only, the benevolent, brilliant basketball brain beyond the locker room. I just call him B to keep it quiet, right? We have him here today, and you guys, hold on. Sorry, B. Go check out Beyond the Locker Room. Go check it out. It ain't just the Raptors. It ain't just basketball. It's football. It's other sports. You go check it out, okay? Give him that boost. If you guys love us, you guys gotta love him because he's To The Point family. That's how it is. B, how you doing today, my brother?
I am good, man, and just trying to stay warm, man, from this deep freeze, man. But I'm enjoying some hoops, getting ready for the big game next weekend. So yeah, man, I'm good.
All right, all right. Yo, B, speaking of another B, I want to ask you something. If y'all didn't click that thumbnail, right? Another B, the Barnes of Scottie being
Scottie B.
a reserve for the All-Star game that got selected just while he was sitting on the bench at the last game, right? Against the Jazz, right? Being selected, knowing that. Congratulations to him. Kudos to him. Shout out to Papa Barnes. I know you, Papa Barnes Sr., I know you watch us. I know that. I keep it quiet. Y'all ever want to come over? Me and my mom make you some jerk chicken, some rice and peas, and some coleslaw. Anytime, anytime, anytime. But B, my question is, with Scottie Barnes getting selected to his second All-Star game now in 2026, do you think that he is deserving of this? And preach, my brother.
Yeah, I think the Raptors are going to get one representative for sure, and the question would be, which one would it be? Honestly, I think before the new year, I thought the momentum was going Ingram's way,
Mm-hmm.
but this month of January, how Barnes has played in the month of January, I don't know, something's kind of clicked for him as far as like his focus. I don't know, like it was rough around the holidays, those Charlotte games and stuff. It was a little rough during that period, but something's clicked in the last 3-4 weeks, and he's really been focused like in a way I've never seen him in a Raptors jersey, and I think he warrants and merits the selection. He's the key. He's kind of the straw that stirs the drink for the Raptors overall, especially on the defensive end. And
And it ain't
because
paper, it's plastic. Let's get that going. Go on.
yeah, whatever you want to have is your straw, man. Paper, plastic, glass. He is it, and he is when it comes to the defensive side, that's where you really see it apparent. I think even at times offensively, where he helps facilitate and get some other guys involved at times, he's done a better job at that as well too. So yeah, Scottie is well deserved for the thing. I mean, for the All Star bid. I mean, the team's in a top 4, top 5 position in the East. They should have at least one representative. We'll see if they end up getting two due to injury, and we'll see. But that'll be an interesting thing to see in the next coming days if that happens. But props to Scottie. Good on him, and it's good to see.
I agree with that. Like, Scottie's deserving of it, to be quite honest. Extremely deserving of it. Because you see, okay, you and I know we're in the sphere, right? And we see what Raptors fans say, what NBA analysts say, right? We see what they say. But watching the games, right? Check out the live streams. That's a plug. But just watching the games and seeing what Scottie does, half of that shit does not even show up on the box score. which is what a lot of fair weather fans, like the normies, people that aren't in our sphere, right? What they see, right? And they just see the box score and they think, oh, well, you know what? Scottie ain't Scottie is doing fucking great. And I'm going to say this. You guys see it on my live stream. I say it all the time. Scottie's got to say, fuck it, get the bucket. Okay? That's going to be copywritten soon. But no, like in real talks, like Scottie's in control of this team. They purposely, like before Masai left, his thumbprint on this, getting rid of Van Vliet, getting rid of Lowry, getting rid of Pascal, getting rid of OG, getting rid of Boucher, getting rid of the old regime, right? That brought Marc Gasol, that brought the team to the championship level, and to restart it, right? What is it? Control F5 or just F5 to refresh? He's trying to restart that. That's what he's trying to do, and Scottie is the major key to that. And to see Scottie for the second time in his career being an all-star, right? Going to the all-star weekend, that is absolutely amazing. That is absolutely beautiful to see for your Toronto Raptors, because let me pull up some numbers here. Well, he is one of the players that has over 60 blocks, over 60 assists in 50 games.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Are you kidding me? And not to mention, he has a total of, he's gotten 2 triple doubles, right? He's not the top scorer for the team. He is actually right now 300, about 200 points less than what he did in the last 4 years, right? While I'm looking at it, he's at 900. He averaged 12, 1100, right? But he has done something very well for this team that people don't see. I'm honestly going to say this, and Papa Barnes, tell your boy, I said this. He ain't that aggressive. He's been slowing it down, doing too many assists, too many passes. If Scottie says, fuck it, get the fucking bucket, Scottie. But there are also starters for the Eastern Conference, even though I don't know what the fuck the format is for this, right? World and whatever, right? But anyway, for the Eastern Conference,
but think of it like the NHL has done in the past. Right?
There are other players that have been selected in the Eastern Conference. You've covered this. You guys go check it out on Beyond the Locker Room. You've covered this before. This is why I wanted to get at you for this one. But the other players for the Eastern Conference, let's start there before we get to the West. What do you think of those players being selected?
I don't have any beef or any really qualms with any of the players that got picked, to be honest with you. I know there's some, there's always some back and forth of who got snubbed and who didn't get snubbed. And
we'll get into the snubs.
Yeah. But, I mean, if we start with the Eastern Conference, I mean, overall, I think the only guy that kind of jumped out at me a little bit that surprised me, not saying in a bad way, and I'm kind of happy. Huh?
Which Jalen, or is it with Norm?
No, it's Jalen. Jalen Johnson.
Which Jalen? There's 2 of them.
Oh, no, I'm talking the one from Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
Duran was a no-brainer. As a Pistons fan, the Duran is a no-brainer. He was definitely going to get it. That was a no-brainer. Okay. But it's Johnson. Yeah, you can't be the best team in the East and have the second best record in the league and not have 2 All-Stars. And he carried the team during stretches where there was no Ivy and no Cade. So, no, he's legit. As far as the Johnson's numbers are fantastic, but I wasn't sure. It kind of caught me off guard. Let's put it that way. I did see a lot of people, prognosticators, leading up to the selection, had Johnson on their ballot, kind of like a reserve ballot. So I shouldn't have been that surprised, but I still wasn't believing in it. But good on him. He's had a fantastic season. I'm not saying I got no issue with it. It just surprised me when I saw it come up yesterday. It's like, oh, okay.
Okay, but my question now to you is also with the reserves is 2 former Raptors, Tony Powell and Pascal Siakam. What are your thoughts on that? Because us here in Toronto, we ain't haters. We don't burn jerseys, right? We love our guys. Okay.
Well, there might be something a little different, but I hear you. We didn't go that far with it, but Powell, I thought was always going to get in because I think some people thought he was hard done by last year. So I think that he was always going to get in. He's well liked around the league. He's kind of the classic example of a guy putting his hard hat on and developing himself into this level of player. So I'm really happy to see Powell. I think the part I've always mentioned the Raptor fans when they're saying, "Oh, we're going to get 2 All-Stars," said, guys, with the exception of Detroit to some extent, and maybe the Knicks because of just of the respect that they're going to give to the guys that have already been All-Stars for multiple years. Everybody else is going to get 1 All-Star at least because everyone's bunched up, right? You play 3 games in a row, and next week you could be in 6th spot. The next day you could be in the 2nd spot. Like that. So they think you're going to get 2 automatically. I was like, well, hold on a second. Pardon? So I thought Miami would get a representative, and it was likely going to be Powell, obviously, with Hero being hurt for most of the season. Powell's been fantastic for them. So, yeah, good for him. I know Siakam in this case here, some people were shocked, but I did my podcast last week, and I said at the time.
Go check it out, guys. Go check it out.
Yeah. And I said at the time, I said, don't be surprised if Siakam's going to be on this list. I know Steve Ashburner of NBA.com is the only dude I saw have him on the list. And I said, like, don't be surprised on the list. And the reason why it was like,
he's the best player on the team.
Well, not only that, but he's having his best season statistically probably in his career. I think the second thing is, and this is the part I think people are underlooking a lot, was because of what you just mentioned. This new format is going to give you an opportunity to have some international players that have the numbers that they say, you know what? It's like, so I said, hold on, you might see some guys, and you saw it the other place too when it comes to Portland, and we get the Western Conference. So I was like, yeah. So guys are not usually on people's radar. So I wasn't surprised. And be honest with you, I think it was a little payback for Siakam. Because I think he's been hard done by the All-Star game a couple times where he should have been there, and due to whatever politics.
This is his 4th time as an All-Star, I believe.
Yeah, because I think 4th. Because 4th. Because when you look at the year when Jared Allen, I think it's the year when he came back from the injury, and Jared Allen got in only because he was playing in Cleveland that year. But when you looked at it, it's like,
and speaking of Cleveland, Donovan Mitchell, Mike Tyson's son actually said, "This is Donovan Mitchell City." We'll get into that after. But Donovan Mitchell getting into the All-Star game, and Karl Anthony Towns to round out the conference reserves.
Yeah. Yep. He was another guy people thought wouldn't be on the team. I was like, are you serious? Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. People say it's a down Cat year. I was like, well, being almost 21.5 points a game and eating glass like he is, it don't look pretty all the time with Cat. But like, he's gonna get it done when it's all said and done.
He likes to look pretty. He's a pretty zesty dude. But go on.
Well, he from an offensive standpoint, he's one of the most physical offensive players in the league. Like, he is knocking people down left, right, and center. So,
and he proved it against the Raptors.
He turned into Moses Malone when he plays the Raptors. So, I didn't expect, and once again, the international element comes into play a little bit there too, because he probably will be playing for that side.
Yep, and that would be awesome. So, what I would say about the Eastern Conference starters is, I like it to an extent. I'm not 100% sold on it for the Eastern Conference starters, but when it comes down to the Western Conference
whoa. Quick question: why not?
Let me see. The 2 Jalen's, I get it, right? Cat, we'll get into that about the snubs, right? We'll get into that, right? Norman Powell, I think that was a charity thing. Pascal, he deserves it, right? But hold on. Let's get into the Western Reserve.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so you got Denny, whatever, right? You got Devin Booker, well-deserved, great player, right? You got Kevin Durant. We all know Ashley Larry can play, right? And we got him. It's gonna be great seeing him and Kevin Durant roast each other on Twitter about this during the game. It's gonna be funny. You got Chet, very well deserved, coming off of winning the championship, right? You got Jamal Murray. Oh, Canada. And then you also got LeBron James. I'll get into that in a second, but what do you think of the Western Conference reserve?
I have no problem with it. I mean, I at first I thought Sharp would get in from the Blazers, but then I didn't realize how good Avdia's season has been. Like he's like balling out, like he's putting up like prime LeBron James numbers, like 25 or 26 and 7 or 7. Like those are like I can't take no man off a team when he's putting up numbers like that. And Portland's in the play-in right now, so yeah, and once again, he adds the international element, so you're gonna have it covered off anyhow. But he's more than well deserving on the numbers. So I had no problem with that. But once again, he wasn't on people's radars. As far as the rest of the group go, I don't really have any issue with it overall. I thought Chet, I get it. Same thing as I said with Duran. OKC's got the best record in the league, so it's hard to say you only get one All-Star.
Yeah.
But if you're going from a numbers perspective, like I would say Şengün would be my guy over Chet for that guy spot. But then again, we got the balancing of the international versus the American side of the things, so it gets dicey. Therefore, someone's gonna have to change their passport in this case to come over to play for the other side. So if that were the case, I don't know who, but I know Donovan's got Panamanian blood, so it's like he might be able to fling over and do that. So there's some possibilities that way. So some funny stuff going on that way.
Scotty's got Jamaican. Maybe Jamaica.
Exactly. So and Scottie might be more natural because he's a front court player, so who knows? But it would be you have to do some jostling. But I thought Şengün, but it's hard to put two Rockets on there and not have two Thunder. So I get it. So I'm not really hitting on Chet. Chet's held the fort down a lot with Williams out. So props to Chet. And and like, hey man, you can say what you want, fair enough. But LeBron's kind of getting back up the LeBron levels, and I got no problem with LeBron being on the team, considering that this might be one of his last times, playing and even playing at this level. So I got no problem with it. I know some folks are gonna say like, oh, so I got something for folks in this case to do for the Kawhi argument. I'm looking forward to that when the snubs come.
May I? Yeah, Big?
Yeah.
When it comes to that player.
Mm-hmm.
That certain player that you just last mentioned,
mm-hmm.
I always have an opinion.
Yeah, I know. You guys can't help yourself, man. You can't help yourself. I don't know what you guys are going to do when he retires. I really don't know what y'all going to do.
I'm going to have to retire from YouTube.
You're right, because I don't know what y'all going to find to talk about, man. It's like, because you swear he's the only player in the NBA.
Okay. First of all, it's too many LeBron sexuals. Just keep bringing up random stats. LeBron scored 6 points when the sun was at a 45-degree angle, and I don't want to hear all that shit, right? Stop shoving that shit in my face. I want to hear about wins. I want to hear about players playing. That's what I care about. Mm-hmm. Now, to me, LeBron in the All-Star game, right? To me, it's a charity case, right? Adam Silver had to give it to him. Draymond was like tripping out on Twitter. Couple other people were tripping out, right, about him, that he has to get it. He has to get the record of 22 consecutive All-Star games. Kudos to him. You get that. Good for you, right? I'm not saying LeBron's a bad player, right? I'm never ever gonna say that. Never. Okay? But to me, I think deserving wise, because this is what I want to get into now with you, is you just touched on it. Kawhi Leonard getting into the Western Conference reserves, even a James Harden getting into the Western reserves, and there has been players that have been stubbed, and even for the Toronto Raptors, what about Brandon Ingram? And even if you want to go deeper, shout out to my homegirl Shar. Yo, you're Sixers. What about Joel Embiid? Right? What about these players? Who do you see? I know you're satisfied with the reserves, but if you were to talk about who got snubbed, who would you talk about, my friend?
Let's start with the Western Conference. Okay. So the Clipper argument. Yep. Okay, if I'm picking a Clipper, I'm not even picking Kawhi. And I understand that Kawhi's numbers are fantastic, and the team's kind of taking off as Kawhi's look like old Kawhi again. But in this case here, Harden's been the workhorse all season when Kawhi's been out there planting trees wherever the hell he's doing out there. Okay, so that's the first thing. So for that standpoint, plus the Clippers been so on and off anyhow as a team. The Lakers have just been a better team all year. So I mean, from that perspective, we're looking at from, and I'm not saying it has to be win-loss, but that's the going rate for why one team or the other. I'm not saying it has to be. That's the argument I can see made that way. Second thing, the charity case, you want to say that? That's fine. I'll just say precedent has been set by that for decades.
Yeah.
We agree to disagree.
We agree to disagree on that one, right? Right, my friend?
With the charity?
About yeah.
I'm not even disagreeing with you. Oh. Like I think on merit he can get there, but if you want to call it a charity case, I have no problem with that either. My point is, precedent has been set with this for years. Okay, if you look at, I'm sure someone today has already done the article already about this, of the charity case argument. And if you were to use that argument against LeBron, the charity case is averaging 23, 7, and 7, but the charity case nonetheless. If you were to look at the numbers in this case compared to other quote charity cases in the past, and you look at Dirk and thing, how much Dirk was averaging that year? I'm a Mavericks fan. I know what Dirk was up to back then. Those numbers were LeBron's giving. Dirk was not giving that at that point.
Dirk, Chris Paul.
Dwayne Wade was already showing age at that point.
Yep.
All right. I can move back to my man. God bless the captain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. There's at least a couple Kareems, and to be honest with you, Kareem was still averaging about to the second last year about 21 or 22 a game.
Well,
but he was far. Well, he was a different reason why.
That was a total different reason.
Yeah. So I removed Magic, but Kareem was giving you 22 or 21 a game at that one, or 20 points a game, but he was no near the Kareem prime, but they still put him in there, right? So as like a send-off for Kareem, all I'm saying is there's been precedent set for this for years. Your man Bean even had some in this case late in his career where it's like, really? We see what the Lakers are doing near the end of the career. Really? The Lakers team playing right now has a better record than any of those last 2 or 3 Kobe seasons. But I forgot what Kobe in this case here. Everything's just wiped out now. We just forget all about that now. We just forget all about that.
In front of me.
I'm sorry, none of that just happened all of a sudden, right? We forget about Game 7 against Phoenix where we refused to shoot. None of that exists anymore. I still have a memory. I was there, folks. I ain't forget, right? But nonetheless, he got his own in this case as well, too. And you can go down the line of many greats of the past. So all I'm saying is, if you want to make the charity argument, fine by me. All I'm saying is, his charity season, if that's what it is a lot better than dudes previously. And sometimes that's, as they say, life ain't fair. Sometimes you got to take the L as a young player, right? I remember when Vince, in this case, when the old man came back, played for Washington, and Vince gave up the spot to him. You remember that for the starting lineup?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. And, there's a big huff, right? Oh, yeah, did he deserve to be the starting lineup?
Old man, you mean the GOAT. But go on.
Whatever. I'm not even saying yes or no. What I'm saying is there's been precedents time and time again. This ain't nothing new. So from that standpoint, and what LeBron has given this game, and specifically this league, for being the face of it for 20 years, yeah, if I'm Adam Silver, like, yeah, you made me a ton of money. You've taken my league into all sorts of places it hasn't been before.
Business.
You've been an ambassador for my sport. Where in this case, I could go to sleep at night not knowing you're going to end up in a bladder the next morning for 20 years. Yeah, if I could do this for you as a favor, yeah, I'm going to do so. Now, let's go to the other dude who's been a pain in people's asses for years. Ooh. And I know, he's been great. I'm talking about the dude you got there, the jersey right over your shoulder over there. That dude. So let's go to him for a second. Yeah, what? That dude. Yeah, that dude. Because there is politics in this, as there is in everything. Sorry, folks. There is what it is. But there's politics in this. When you start having, from the Clippers standpoint, they're making the Clippers pay one or the other, right? Oh, we're not going to give you the fine, Steve Ballmer, but you want to play like this with your boys like this? Oh. Okay, then.
Oh, that's a rabbit hole to go down.
Right. Ain't that much of a rabbit hole. You don't have to dig that far. Pretty straightforward. They're like, we're not rewarding your team. That's what they're saying.
That's a lot of money.
They're not rewarding you. All right, and Kawhi's got extra strike against him because, as I mentioned to someone today, don't forget, he had screwed over Team USA just the year before. Oh, he and the Clippers. Oh, I'm good to go, Steve Kerr. I'm ready to play. And then a day before they're ready to hit the Paris, oh, man, I can't go no more. They had to go and drag Derek White, who's probably sitting on a beach, like, oh, okay, come on, play. So, no, man, you don't get that, Kawhi. You don't get that benefit.
Kawhi won the championship for the Raptors, yes.
Yeah.
Did he have the heart?
But
no. right?
I'm not even going. I'm just talking about what actions he's taken that has put him in the position he's in, that he will not get the benefit of the doubt from the NBA brass. That's all I'm saying.
Okay,
and those two examples right there.
Okay, I got you riled up, but let me bring you back. So who else do you think got snubbed from the All-Star game?
I think the only person
you're still stuck on the West. You're still stuck on the West. Let's get to
so Şengün was really the only guy I think really where it's like, come on, man. So that Şengün I think has argument. In the Şengün. In the East, honestly, I mean, I don't know if there's really anybody, because the East I think is a thinner bunch to deal with. Like, could you make the argument for Brandon Ingram? Sure. I got no problem with that. I think Brandon Ingram might still get on if someone's hurt, because right now Giannis ain't healthy. They got to fill that spot. So Scottie Barnes might have to be Jamaican for the day. So like that might end up being the case. So so Brandon Ingram might still get on. But I'm not losing sleep if Brandon Ingram don't make the team. I'm like, okay, fair enough. Anybody else that jumped out this Derek White talk? Like, nah, dude. Nah. I mean, you guys have been trying to make Derek White fetch for years. Nah, man. He's a role player, a very good one, but he ain't no star. Enough of that business. Who else is there? Evan Mobley? Not really. I don't think so. I'll pass on that. That's the reason why when people jump to Siakam things, like, we're going to take Evan Mobley or Siakam. I think one looks like an all-star and the other dude's just a dude that just shows up and gives you 17 and 10 and can't find him for entire quarters. I'm sorry.
I think take away one of the Jalen's and put in Joel Embiid and make that world team stronger.
No, man. Sorry. We're not doing Joel Embiid's play like barely a half
I'm saying
season.
From the world team standpoint. I'm not saying that he
man. First thing, Jalen Brunson might arguably be the best guard in the East, in the point guard in the East. Yeah. You're not taking him off the team.
But he's a starter.
Second,
so he's good.
Yeah, right. Jaylen Brown is in MVP talks. You're not taking him off the team as well, too. Joel Embiid, sorry, man. Like, you got to play some more games, homie. He only now got repped up. He can play 30-plus minutes. I'm sorry. That ain't happening. You got to play some games, man. Like, it's like the Kawhi thing. Play some games. I'd rather take Con Knipple, who some folks threw out there. Throw in Con. Right? Like, if you want to do that, throw in Con play damn near every game and put up like a 20 a game almost. Like, if you want to pick something. Of course he can ball, right? So, in my mind, so from that perspective, it's like, hey, VJ's got a better argument than MB at this point if you're going to just Philadelphia, if you're going to do that. Like, in my mind, I don't think there's really a lot more Eastern Conference guys you can pick, really. I think the guys I picked, and I'm going to argue, except Ingram. Ingram's the only one where it's like, okay, yeah, there's a legit argument. Everybody else, I'm not buying it, man.
Okay, so we just went through the starters, Snubs, Scottie Barnes. Before we get out of here, I got to ask you, I know there's a reason why I'm single. I hope your wife doesn't leave you, because Valentine's Day, I'm going to be watching, right? Like I do every year. I don't care what girlfriend I have. Fuck your flowers and fuck your... I'll buy you your flowers and I'll buy you chocolate. Go sit over there. I'm watching the game. But the rest of the All-Star festivities for that weekend, we've only gotten word on the slam dunk competition, which has been really iconic before the GOAT did the jump from the free throw line. But this year, apparently, Giannis is in. Can't remember who else is in. There's 5 players.
Giannis can't be in. Giannis is hurt, so Giannis can't be in.
Yeah, but apparently they said he's in. They said, right?
Then he's playing. Then he's in.
My biggest upset. We didn't hear anything about the 3-point shooters. We didn't hear anything about the skills challenge. But we did hear about the Mac McClung's not in the dunk competition. Fuck them for that, right? That dude won the last 3. But we did hear Elijah Martin and Colin Murray Boyles from the Raptors are in the Rising Stars game. Any thoughts on that before we get out of here? You can see the time's ticking.
I think CMB, well deserved, no doubt. I know a lot of people are upset that Shed didn't make it. A little surprised that Shed didn't make it, but there's
you took it humbly. You took it humbly.
Yeah. Like, I'm not really losing that much sleep over it. I mean, I must admit, Martin surprised me. He got it on the other side. So like I'm just saying, like, Martin's only played a few games for the Raptors this year. It was like, what, really?
Well,
So
it was a accreditation from playing in the G League.
oh, the G League stuff. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, yeah. So I mean, there's plenty of Raptors representation. It should be a lot of fun. So I mean, good to see CMB on that type of platform. I find sometimes with young players when they see that type of stuff, it kind of inspires them to kind of push to another level. So who knows what CMB, man? So good for them.
Good. Before we get out of here, since we got almost no time left, I just gotta say, with the Toronto Raptors representation in this All-Star game, in this All-Star weekend, which I love. I don't know why Skip hates it. Hey, Skip, if you're watching, fuck you, buddy. But I love it, right? You got Elijah Martin, you got CMB in the Rising Stars, you got Scottie in the All-Star game as a reserve, you got former Raptor Pascal, you got former Raptor Norman Powell, right? There's 5 right there that are there representing the Raptors, and Fred VanVleet sent out a text last night. He said it's fire, right? And he gave them all his nicknames. And I'm just glad to see the representation to show the American media and the American side what the Raptors have put forth since 2017, right? And it's still ongoing. That's why you guys out there, us here at To The Point, Beyond the Locker Room, all the other podcasts, Warriors Report, all the other guys that put up for Raptors content, we've been here for you because they not like us. They're not going to do it for us, right? We got to do it for ourselves. B, one last thing you got to say before we close out, brother. Floor is all yours. Anything you got to say, even if something you ate that you like. I don't care.
I think just to kind of jump off your point, man, I think Raptor fans, and this is always something I actually, I respect Masai, period. But what this part is messaging, I really always appreciated. Toronto fans gotta stop with insecurity, man. Really, it's a very Toronto thing. It's not even a very Canadian thing. It's a very Toronto thing. Because trust me, my wife's from Montreal. They haven't got no problems in this case thinking a certain way. That's a very Toronto thing. Yeah, man. Stop with the insecurity, man. We're a big time market. Act like a big time market. I always say this, I hear Raptor fans, oh, man, woe is me, woe is us. We get screwed in this case. Now, I always ask you, we say we've had 30, 31 years of the Raptors. Would you rather be a Raptors fan the last 30 plus years or a Knicks fan? Would you rather be a Raptors fan or a Kings fan? Would you rather be a Raptors fan or a Hornets fan? Would you rather be a Raptors fan or a Clippers fan? I keep going down the list. Right,
Magic fan.
It's like, well, even the Magic, who's at least been to 2 finals in this case here, but in the last, I guess since the Raptors have come around, but even their thing, to your point, and they've had some great players in this thing, it still doesn't match the Raptors. So stop with the woe is me. Oh, they always trying to screw us over and stuff like that. The Raptors it's been 30 years. The moment Vince Carter made the All-Star game, I think they've only not had an All-Star probably for about maybe 3 years since Vince Carter became an All-Star.
Chris Bosh got in there.
Yes, Chris Paul got in every time he got in there. Literally, the Raptors almost always have a representative.
Yep.
They've had 8. I think I counted off today. And just in case you think I'm joking, Vince, Chris Bosh, Antonio Davis, Lowry, DeRozan, Siakam, VanVleet, and now Scottie Barnes. It's 8. So this idea, oh my gosh, there's franchises that barely get 1 in this case in a decade.
Terrence Ross was a slam dunk champion as a Raptor.
We've had 2 of them, right? That's what I'm saying. The Raptors have had great moments, where it's I don't know where this comes from. I appreciate when Masai said it because he felt it the moment he came here. Enough, folks. Enough. We're not this small time market here where we're like Memphis. No disrespect to Memphis, but just going from the numbers. Toronto's like the 7th richest franchise in the league, and we're acting like we're the children of the poor. Come on, man. Anyways, that's my piece, man. I'm off my soapbox with that. Speak up and big up yourself, man. As my Jamaican brethren would say, big up yourself, man. Stop with it.
Big up to you, fam. You already know. May I have to do the outro right now? Right?
There you go,
my
right?
Jamaican peeps. You already don't know what it is. See? Right? But, B, great to have you on. You guys go to Beyond the Locker Room. We're going to leave the link in the description. Go check him out, okay? And while you're at it, come check me for the live streams during the games. You know, I talk a lot of shit, right? Kind of the guy I am, right? And if you guys are watching, I consider you guys To The Point family, right? And if you guys go watch Beyond the Locker Room, you're part of one of the Beyond Locker Room peeps, okay? So, on behalf of all of us, the greatest producer alive that just produced the show, Arturus, my man Skip that I wear on my chest, right? And my man B right there. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good night, and peace.